Yeah, welcome everybody to day 4 of the Metabolism Engineering Internship Analyzing Ingredients. Yesterday, we looked at some of the specific metabolic needs of rescue workers versus patients and how there were differences. Today, we're going to be actually testing some of the ingredients to see how well they meet those needs. We're going to test each ingredient individually. So, let's go. Mr. Wiggin, why are y'all reclined? Why don't you sit up? Look professional. Looking professional is the last thing I'm trying to do, guys. Okay, so first thing is always you're going to connect to the Futura workspace. You're going to look for your message. You're going to read your message. You're going to take any notes that you need to on your message. And I know in these instructions, they say pin it. So you can take notes while you're looking at it. Hey, do that. If it's helpful, please do. But I do want you to take a look at that and see what we have to do today. So go ahead and do that and then come on back to me. All right, I'm sitting up now. Hey, we're moving on to analyzing ingredients. First, let's talk, what were those 3 criteria that we had for our Futura bars? Oh, I remember. We wanted them to taste good, right? We wanted to try to keep our costs as low as possible. We also wanted to make sure that they were meeting the metabolic needs of our customers or our consumers, the rescue workers and the patients. So we wanted to make sure we did all 3 of those things as best as we could. Today, we are going to use recipe tests to finish our research. The research that we're doing is how well each ingredient individually helps meet the metabolic needs of each of our test subjects. So there is a video, actually, that walks you through the recipe test tool, and I would like you to watch it. Now, the first half of the video, it goes through some of the things we've already talked about, like just how to use the tool in general. But the second part of the video, it goes to the results features where you can actually see, hey, how well did we do with all of our test subjects? And it gives you a breakdown, person by person. So please go watch that video. Do that right now and come back to me. Awesome. Hopefully we got a little bit more familiar with recipe test and how to use it and what it can show us. Models. Remember, recipe test is a digital model. Models help us understand something by making it simpler or easier to use. How does recipe test make analyzing these health bars easier? Well, we can just click on ingredients and add them to our bars. We don't have to actually go get the ingredients, mix them up, bake them, measure them out, all these things. We can just do it digitally. Also, then we don't then have to analyze each bar for, its fat content, things like that, to find out how many calories it actually has and all of these things. We can see right from the model a really good estimation of what that is. So models can be very, very helpful for helping us to understand things and accomplish things. So recipe test displays results in 2 ways. The first way is in the recipes view, that's right here, but then there's also the lab view right here. And this, as it showed in the video, is where we will see all sorts of information about our test subjects, about their metabolic needs, for growth and repair, for energy. So today, we are going to use a recipe test to evaluate each health bar ingredient to see how well each one meets the design criteria. You will work in groups. No, you won't work in groups. You'll work by yourself. And hopefully it's not too much to do all on your own. I say hopefully. But it should go actually pretty quick. And I'll show you what exactly we're going to do. We have these ingredients analysis sheets. I have attached these to your lesson in Google Classroom so that you can write down your results, record your results for each of the ingredients. Now they are in PDF form, lo siento. You could put them into an editable PDF extension or app. You could copy and paste them into Google Drawings and just put text boxes there. You could print them and just write on them with a pencil. There's all sorts of things you could do, or you could just write your answers on a separate sheet of paper. It's totally up to you, but I would like you to write down in one way or another the data that you collect. So the first thing that we're going to test is raisins. We'll do this one together. Okay. So what you're going to do, I'm going to jump into, where's it, right? Aha. This is recipe test, and I'm going to hold down the plus button, and it's all raisins. It's just a raisin bar. I mushed them all together. We have 100 grams of raisins in this bar. And look, it gives us all the information: protein, carbohydrates, glycemic index, taste score, cost of 1 bar. People served for $10,000. Ooh, that's a pretty high taste score, isn't it? Out of 10. All right, so now what do we need to do, Ms. Reagan? Well, we did that. We want to go to the lab view, and we're going to record some information. So when we go to lab view, these graphs show us, and if I go to lab view here, did it say do rescue workers or patients? I'm pretty sure it said rescue workers. We'll send to lab. It didn't really do much for growth and repair, right? It looks like it did okay, though, for energy tests. Could have been better, maybe. It definitely did better for energy tests than it did for growth and repair. And so these are things that we're going to want to record down on our sheets. So yeah, the graph show the raisins didn't do a good job of meeting the patient's growth and repair. Did better, yeah, as we can see. Oh, wow, those graphs. Oh, they did patients. They did patients, I'm sorry. So if we go back, we select patients, and we send it to lab. Look, now we got the same results they did. That's handy. So we do see that for patients, yes, this really did a good job for energy, how much energy they need. Excuse me. Which begs the question, how come the patient's energy needs are different than the rescue workers' needs? Oh yeah, we talked about that. We looked at that the other day. So ingredients may have different test results with different populations. Let's go back and let's switch to rescue workers. Hey, we accidentally did that one first. So we did rescue workers first, and we saw that just like with the patients, they really didn't do much for growth and repair. And for the rescue workers, it wasn't as good at meeting their energy needs, short-term and long-term. Okay, so here's that question: why do you think raisins meet a higher percentage of energy needs for patients than for rescue workers? Oh, okay, I think I got it. It's because the patients don't need as much energy. Rescue workers, they are running around, they might be climbing things, digging things, lifting things, whereas a patient is mostly probably trying to just conserve their energy by not moving around a whole lot. They're just trying to let their body heal. So that might be one of the reasons why for a patient, hey, raisins are fine in meeting their energy needs, but for a rescue worker, we might need to do a little bit better than that. We also see the cost and the taste score for our bar, and that doesn't change between rescue workers and patients. They all have the same taste score, cost, and how many people served, okay? No matter if it's rescue workers or patients. So what we're going to do is we're going to fill out those sheets. Did I show you those sheets? Yes, I did. They are in, like I said, PDF form, where we have our ingredient, and then we have the metabolic needs of patients, metabolic needs of rescue workers. You're going to write down both your notes, okay? You can write down the taste score, the cost per bar, and then how about the differences between patients and rescue workers? How do they compare? Is it better for one than for the other? And it's going to look sort of like this. So you don't have to write this much because I realize you're doing every single one of them. Okay, so you can write a little bit more briefly, but for this one it says notes on growth and repair and energy needs for patients. Better meets energy needs than growth and repair needs. About the same at meeting needs for short-term energy needs and long-term energy. Better meets energy needs. I'm sorry, that just looks weird. Doesn't seem to make sense to me. All right, and but again, basically, how does that ingredient fill the needs for growth and repair, for energy, and then how do they compare? We have the taste score here, the cost per bar here, okay? You're going to test every other ingredient. Now, they want you to do this in groups, but I think you can do it on your own. Really, again, it's just going into the recipe test tool and reset, add all the ingredients, patients, send to lab. There you go. You just did it. Write your notes. Go back. Rescue workers, send to lab. Write your notes. Okay. Yeah, you do have to look at it a little bit, and you have to, see. You have to compare, but that's okay. That's okay. I have full confidence in you being able to do that. Let's see what else. this is what I wanted to talk about. This type of analysis where you only test one material at a time is sometimes called isolating variables. This is very important in science. You always want to make sure that you're isolating your variables. Variable is something that can change in an experiment or test to see how the results are affected. The two variables we tested were ingredient type and metabolic needs. You always only really want to change one variable at a time, which is what we did with our ingredients. We only tested one ingredient at a time, didn't we? All right. So using only one type of ingredient in the bar allowed us to see whether the ingredient did meet the different metabolic needs. Okay. And that's going to eventually lead us to developing our recipe. What do we want our final recipe to look like? And trade-offs is going to play a role in that. We have a video. We want our bar to taste delicious. We want our bar to not cost very much. And we want our bar to meet all the metabolic needs of all the people that we can. Well, you're probably not going to find the perfect recipe that does all of those things. Unfortunately, we have to consider trade-offs. And we are going to have to give up one thing for another. Maybe we focus on taste. Maybe we focus on cost. Maybe we do try to focus on all of them, but we know that we can't get all of them to the exact level that we want. Well, it's very difficult to design a bar that tastes great and is inexpensive and meets the energy needs and the growth and repair needs for both rescue workers and patients. That's a lot to ask for. So you're going to have to choose, again, what you want to prioritize. Now, there is a video that I've attached to your lesson. It's also on my YouTube channel about trade-offs. I would like you to go watch that now and come back to me. Great, you watched the video. Now it's time to think. All right, you're going to have to develop your own recipe, right? You're going to make your own bar, your perfect health bar. What kinds of things are you going to prioritize? Are you going to try to prioritize all three of these and just get each one of them as high as you can? Are you going to focus on maybe metabolic needs, taste score? You're going to do 2 out of the 3. But think about that. Consider that. It'd be hard to do one that is really good for both patients and rescue workers. You're only going to focus on one. So you're going to choose, do I want to focus on patients or do I want to focus on rescue workers? Okay. And then whichever one you choose, you don't have to worry about the other group. You're only worried about that one group. Your bar will only be for patients. Your bar will only be for rescue workers. But you need to decide which one you're going to choose. Okay. We got some after hours work. Almost forgot. You're completing your project summary form. So recording some of your early ideas about health bar designs. Do this in the Futura workspace. You will submit it in the Futura workspace. And after that, you're done. So good luck. Good luck with all that. We'll see you next time.